an indie wrestler named Slade, and you can't convince me otherwise. Either way, that it's going to be the down air and just swinging the gun on Slade, who this is a Yoshi. You have tools to keep Samus out. Problem is that Dark Samus has a few more of them, so perhaps a little bit of variance could help in the matter with which you use them. Methodology here behind headshot seems to also be just kind of get in and annoy with the guns. That makes the projectiles all the more effective, generally speaking. And on Pokemon Stadium, a stage with a lot of flat ground, you got to think that Slade is going to be forced to do quite a bit of button mashing in the face of Headshot, who's already shown a willingness to fight.
Yeah, and now, I mean, obviously you see Yoshi has a small deficit, not a deficit anymore really, it's Yoshi. Like, Yoshi's one of those characters where you're not really losing with Yoshi as long as you're even stocks. Because he hits so hard, and he has no trouble getting those hits in, really. And I think Samus is kind of the opposite, where, like, Samus doesn't really, like, do the damage Samus usually just kind of does a lot of pokes and hits. So you almost have to expect Samus to be winning early in the percent battle. And so the first stock's all that really matters in the second matchup. And, on a bigger stage like PS2, I think Yoshi should be thriving here. He has mobility options available to him, where Samus has the platforms available. They can't really use him in the same way, and just like set up walls and stop the perches, but I feel like Yoshi can run around all those walls pretty easily. Jump around, like Yoshi's not trying to run much. I want to favor Slade here, matchup and stage-wise. Even though player-wise, I've heard Headshot more, so I have to favor him in that regard.
Wait a second, we're going to see Slade right now hanging out on stage and perhaps getting the best of Headshot here. And yeah, Slade kind of taking control of this one. Headshot kind of feel like it's a bump on the road. We know that they're capable of doing this, but it's going to be the tilt that misses the mark as Headshot is going to finally get to be able to approach.
Calling Yoshi a fall, not actually such a big deal because I think he burned his double jump there. Sugo actually didn't really about to die, and instead he's able to turn that into a kill of his own. And then he side B is clearly intended. Yoshi players only do side B on purpose, never on accident.
So it turns out up air is kind of good. Who'd have thought, right?
Yeah. Did you see how the up tilt, by the way, missed Samus point blank because of Ultimate being a funny game? Like, actually, I would have been like a 0 to like 60 if that did somehow miss Samus.
Wait a second. Now all of a sudden, super even situation here. Slade, gonna use Yoshi's worst aerial, the one that's a multi-hit and does 30 damage. And
and poke shields and can break them, combos, why you can move while doing it because it's super fast in the air. That was aerial, right?
Yeah, that worst.
I wish I had that as like any other character. I wish that was my worst aerial.
Honestly, yeah, I can understand that. So, gonna get the pummels off, and by pummels I mean gonna literally eat Dark Samus for a little bit there. Dark Samus.
Yeah, and trying another side B that was totally intentional. Down through popping up, punish the up tilt, and you kind of see both these players swinging it, right? Like is that one of those matchups where it's like, I feel like for the spacing, of course, it also feels like a lot of times they're both kind of just like connecting with whatever attack they throw out. And it's almost a matter of who's throwing out more attacks in that regard. Like no evasion, no defense from either player, just hit. Need a collision stand for the raid.
Ooh.
Bro.
Let's go collision.
Oh, let's go. Headshot with a clutch kill in a very close game right there. Honestly, could have gone either way.
Honestly, seeing that entrance always makes me smile. So if anyone else has raids, by all means, keep them up. They entertain me at the very least. So Slade is going to lose that one. Headshot, perhaps performing up to expectations. Not to say that Slade is an unworthy opponent by any stretch of the imagination. Certainly that game one would dispel that notion. But again, this is Headshot that we're talking about, someone who has done so well in online brackets over the past couple of months, and certainly really has not dropped off in really many senses at all. We're going right back to Pokemon Stadium. Obviously Slade likes something about this. And considering their performances on Xeno Wi-Fi, where they take out some pretty decent competition on a regular basis.
Hey, look, you summon the more raids.
There we go. Let's go. I'm happy with it.
Yep. Let's go. I just want to say, by the way, really is the color palette. Both using like a blue skin. You know, PS2 is like a very blue stage with a green, like, I guess, actual platform. So, you know, some of the characters kind of, I don't want to say blend into the stage, but it's a very nice, cool aesthetic going.
Yeah.
Just
no,
shout-outs there.
That's the thing, though. You kind of have to love that. And honestly, I used to see. I can't believe I'm referencing 6WX again. Saw him do that as well when Joker first came out. Wanted to be a Joker main, and when Mementos was kind of the in thing, we were experimenting with Mementos as a legal stage. They would kind of change their jacket. Change Joker's jacket to match up with the background depending on what music was playing.
That's cool.
It's such big brain strats. 6WX is an actual genius. Anyway.
Yeah, that actually reminds me of Brawl, where I'd actually pick Olimar colors based on the stage background, because between how hard it was to tell what he's doing already in that game and like Pikmin nonsense, it was sort of to keep track of, like, say, like black and yellow Olimar and Drake, or like red Olimar and Castle Siege. Oh. I'm not ashamed of doing that. I would do that. It was cheesy as hell, and it worked.
Yeah, well, that's okay. I'll be ashamed on your behalf. Anyway,
I was like 14 at the time, bro. Like, you know?
Okay, fair. Maybe you didn't know better. That's just not a societal norm.
Yeah. Right? Like when you're a 14, 15, 16-year-old, you don't really have that kind of sense of morals. You're just like, I want to win. I will pick break game watch and regular get all the time, and no one's punishing me, and that's that.
Yeah, that's. I think Hannibal Buress had a sketch like that. It's like when you're 14 years old, you're not a real person yet. You're just not. Like you're used to doing terrible things, and it's just kind of like, oh yeah, they're just kind of learning how to be a human being. Still, like that's kind of how it wasn't Hannibal Buress.
Whoever it was, I don't
Josh
know.
Johnson, I think it was. Oh, wait a second. Gonna miss on the back air. Headshot. Hanging on to that second stock with pretty decent efficiency and gonna pile on even more. This is a full stock lead now.
Oh my
for
god,
the Dark
yeah,
Samus.
just smacking him. And like, this is it's all like very hard for our Yoshi player right here. He's trying his best, but you know, he can't chase. Like, this thing, you know, in this kind of matchup fighting Samus, you're the one chasing Samus. No matter who you are. There's like very few exceptions. If you can't find those openings, if you're jumping too much, if you're getting hit by too many projectiles, poked out constantly, like, you're just gonna lose. And that's what's happening here, is just getting hit by all these little pokes and added up really quickly to something big.
And that's the problem. Armor just ain't gonna save you every single time. You're gonna have to get yourself out of that jam somewhere, and you're still a heavy body. Yes, it saves your life a lot of times.